Rivian finds itself at a critical level. This is the daily chart, and that critical level is this resistance support band at $15. You can see your momentum moving averages are pointing down. You could also see that the candles are continue to respect this 13 simple daily moving average. Respecting meaning we haven't seen any closes above the blue line since December. Now if I zoom out, you can see that resistance support band a bit better. And the question is, will price eventually break this band? I think a lot depends on Tesla, as Tesla has been declining for weeks now. So the sentiment in the EV space is not the greatest, and so we have seen many companies in that space sell off, and Rivian is no different. Before we get some clues as to where price is heading next, let's think about where Rivian can be in the future. So Rivian is a young automaker in the midst of a slowdown in EV growth in the US market. Because of that, investor focus on the company's production, deliveries, and cash burn have been magnified, and rightfully so. Many investors have simply forgotten about Rivian's deal with Amazon that was set for 100,000 electric delivery vans by 2030. In fact, not only was it nearly forgotten as a potential catalyst, it was even viewed negatively last year when Amazon's first orders checked in at 10,000, on the low end of annual guidance between the two companies. It's entirely possible that last year Amazon's order for electric delivery vans checked in on the low side of guidance, and that this year's orders could tilt towards the high end of guidance now that Rivian has a full year of production partnerships under its belt. Due to Amazon's lower than anticipated first order, two companies ended their exclusivity agreement that enabled other companies to purchase Rivian's electric vans. AT&T has already signed up, although specific details and order size remain under lock and key. Now, consider in 2020, UPS ordered 10,000 electric delivery vans from Arrival, with the latter struggling enough for UPS to consider new electric van sources. So that would be a potential revenue stream for Rivian. Similar delivery companies such as DHL Group and FedEx both own fleets of tens of thousands of delivery vans and are strategically phasing in electrification, with the latter aiming for 100% of its new delivery vehicles purchases to be electric before 2040. Again, potentially another revenue stream for Rivian. Now, the company is aiming to be gross profit positive in 2024, which means production needs to accelerate, perhaps even double during 2024. All right, so it kind of gives you an idea of where Rivian stock might be heading next. If I kind of squeeze up the chart, this $40 level represents a target that was set by a Wall Street analyst last year. Obviously, price hasn't gotten there yet, as it's been kind of range bound for the past 6 months. Between key levels at 15, you have resistance at 24, you have resistance at 27 before price, if and when it gets to $40. Alright, so the only other time frame we haven't looked at was the monthly chart. Now, Rivian went public back in November of 2021, and as you can see, price opened at roughly the 106 and went as high as 180, which was ridiculously overvalued. And thus, when the Feds hiked interest rates, not only did Rivian fall, but every other company in the space fell too. However, I think Rivian will come out on the other side. Again, we just talked about some of their potential revenue streams. And so anywhere between now and say $10, if you have a long-term horizon, could be a great buying opportunity. I prefer to see evidence that price wants to turn around, and so potentially you want to look at some type of double bottom pattern, or you want to see huge volume in terms of buying pressure in the form of green candles. So these are just two examples of potential confirmation that prices bottomed. You definitely want to see prices close above the 13 simple daily moving average as well. Again, before we can even consider this resistance at $24, now you have dynamic resistance near the $19 level. That's the 200-day moving average, which is in yellow, and your 100-day moving average is also converging. You also have the 50-day moving average converging. They're converging because of this range-bound price action, but this is going to be a strong resistance level near that $19. So that would be your first key level that price has to close above before considering this resistance level at 24. But I think longer term, Rivian goes higher. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Please like the video.